Hey YouTube, Dan over here, and coming at you with my second team in the Go Battle League Season 12. And this one, I'm using the new double kick move on Hitmonlee. It's a Shadow Hitmonlee. And before we get into it, we have to look at why it's automatically sort of a worse version. So on the screen, I have Hitmontop on the left and Hitmonlee on the right. So as you can see, so they both have the same charge move. They both have Stone Edge and Close Combat as their charge move. So why would you use a Hitmonlee over Hitmontop? So if you look at the counter damage on Hitmontop, you have a 9.6 damage per second, which is why a lot of people think that like counter is a broken move because 9.6 damage per second is just an insane amount of damage. But the energy per second is only 7. And then if you go over here, double kick is 6.4 damage per second, so significantly less. Like 3.2 is not an insignificant amount less for an extra energy per second. So what I noticed while playing with this, so 8 energy per second is quite good. And what I noticed about playing this is one, Hitmonlee is super glassy compared to Hitmontop, but you do get to those close combats real quick. And there's a lot of times where I got to the move either first or like I barely lived and I got to the charge like a close combat. So they either like went down or I grabbed a shield. So why would you use Hitmonlee? I would use it as like a fragile closer. Like think of it sort of like a Zangoose that you want to launch a close combat, or think of something, or like a Surfetched where you want to land like a Brave Bird or something like that. Like that's how I would use this. The double kick, because it's only 6.4 damage per second, you're not getting a ton of, you even in like good matchups, you're not getting a lot of fast move pressure. The pressure comes from the close combats and the stone edges. So that is how I would use it so I didn't use it properly per se as that, because what I would probably do if I was going to build another team is I would build it around some 2 Pokemon in the front that can just grab shields, and then we'll have that in the back to close. But I had led on the lead. So how do you work with this Pokemon? It's obviously weak to Psychic, it's weak to Flying, so you need to pair with something like that. So like Registeel is a good answer. And then there was like an issue with like Metachamp. I ran into Metachamp one because I'll show you a team. So I got 4 battles with this team. I'm going to go over, and then I have a 5th battle. I'll showcase the team I used before and what happens when I don't team build properly. So then I was like, okay, I need something to beat like a Metachamp. I was looking through my Pokemon. I'm like, Pelipper wasn't a safe swap back in the day, so let's use this as a safe swap again. So let's get into the battles. I appreciate you hitting the thumbs up button below. So terrible lead here. I got to go into my safe swap. I was waiting to see if it was going to be a Charm or Weather Ball or like Powder Snow, but it is a Charm, so we got to get out of there. Pelipper, as soon as they come in with Seismitoad here, I know I can flip switch. I don't think there's any move really that's going to hurt me here. It's an Earth Power, and that is Resistix. I'm a flyer, so I'm just going to severely outpace to these Weather Balls. I'm already ahead on energy, so I'm going to flip switch, which is perfect because hopefully if they're running a balanced team, I can take out whatever in the back. They come back in here, which is fine because now I can align my Registeel on it. So hit them with the Hurricane. They shield, but now I got my Reggie on it. And what is going to be in the back? It is a Marowak. So this is what I know. So, okay, terrible. Moves are resisted. I really can't take any moves. But what I do, I think I did 4 double kicks already, and I'm already at both moves. And I Shadow, Hitmonlee, Stone Edge. Boom! Goodbye! Can I get to the close combat? I cannot. 2 charms are going to take me out. So glassy, but at this point, this game's over. And so Hitmonlee is one of those Pokemon where you have a lot of fun with it because, like, almost I Stone Edge 2 Marowaks today. I close combat a Swampert, and I close combat something else. Maybe then we'll see what I close combat. So, Obstagoon lead. You're going to stay the glossiness right here. So, look at those. Look at how those are doing. Obviously, double weak to fighting. But look, the counters already took me out to here, and I really can't take cross chop, so I have to shield. But I'm able to just take it out, and here we go. I'm at 2 close combats here, and it's a grass, which will still take neutral, so I'm just going to launch these close combats. So there's one. Here's the second one. I'm going to be taken out in a millisecond after I throw the second one because you are already super glassy as it is. But that is okay. Oh, that's already registered. So now I got both shields. I can just come in here and Focus Blast. I really don't need to worry about any moves. Here it's all going to be grass moves. All resisted, so we just take the Focus Blast here. Focus Blast does not take out. I realized, oh yeah, I'm using my Registeel. I built one up because 67%, and they're running double grass in the back. So this game's over. I'm using my Registeel here, which I just built up because I didn't build up last season. I'm like, they're going to nerf this. I don't want to use something that's so meta and so easy to use. I refuse to build it. I refuse to build it. And then they nerf the damage. I'm like, okay, they nerf the attack. I'm like, okay, as long as it doesn't go to like 25%. And it's a 67%. That's crazy. So 67%. Metachamp lead here. So I got to get out of here into this. So Metachamp's tough because like you really don't have an answer in the front or the back for it. You really just have to rely on your safe swap. And I do get a ton of damage here. So that's good. At this point, I could just hopefully get like a Zap Cannon or even like at this point, double kicks are fine. So Lickitung comes in, which is not amazing because they don't really have an answer. Like Lickitung is so thick that these weather builds aren't going to do much. Anyways, yeah, 67% chance for still getting a lowering one attack on your opponent. And I threw a few Zap Cans today. I did have a couple that did not lower the attack, but then I did have a couple that did lower the attack. So Registeel is still broken, still ranked number 1. I ended up shielding, so I'm like, my switch timer's up. Let's just come in here and knock this out. And I'm like, oh no, I'm going to get hit with a move. Lickitung is garbage. I mean, it doesn't really hit hard, but it hits hard on a shadow. And I get to a move. I'm down 2 shields. It's not looking good. Either way, something's going to come in and I'm going to nuke it with no matter what it is. Oh, yes. My hello, opponent. How are you? Because you came right after this matchup. I had multiple legs, multiple just like freeze frames where my screen freezes, and they're still playing because I've had them. I think I'll do it either in a short or something where I still win. But I had multiple, so I have close combat. Close combat. Look how much energy I have. I mean, one charge from a shot is probably gonna take me out, but I should be able to close combat and grab a shield. So they should be down to 1 shield, but not happening. The game is saying no, thank you. So now, instead of just being at the 1 shield here, where this one would bring him down to 0 shields, this is only going to bring him down to 1 shield. And I do not get the defense drop on this, the attack drop on this one. And so this game's over. Because even with the Pelipper, I probably could have come in if they were down to 0 shields. I could come in and just like wing attack, weather ball. I don't know if it would have, yeah, I already had a move, right? So I could have weather balled here and then see what was in the back. Can't do that when the game doesn't let you. Primeape. So here we have a counter which does more damage versus my move which charges faster. The thing is I only have nukes, right? Stone Edge and Close Combat. So they're still going to get to a move first. The thing is it's only going to be a Night Slash. So the counters are adding up. I'm almost at 50%. This Night Slash is going to be resisted. So I'm aiming into the Close Combat, and I remember which one I boomed because it is this one. Primeape doesn't know what's coming. It's a Close Combat. Goodbye, Primeape. Out comes the Arquanid, the Water Spider. Let it go down. I have great alignment here. They cannot throw anything at me here. Just Bubble Beams. They come in with their own G-Fisks. I'm like, okay, I'm going to blast this because even though my attack is lower, it's still going to hurt. And now so for those of you who have not played back in like the history time, for those of you who did not play back in season 1 through 5, if you were in this matchup in even scenario, the Pelipper would win. And then in season 6 or 7, they nerfed Weather Ball. So then all of a sudden you started to lose this matchup. So throwing the Focus Blast was good because now it only takes 1 Weather Ball from this range to take it out. So I will now take this matchup as opposed to when I would have needed 2+. So it takes 2 Rock Slides to take me out. So now I'm going to outpace here. Basically, we're going to be pretty close to at the same level. So I got 2 shields. I'll burn 1. I'm going to get to Weather Ball to burn their second shield. At that point, I can decide what I want to do there. If I remember, they let this Pokemon go, and then they have absolutely 0 shot against a Registeel when you only have Bubble Beam and a Bug-type move. So I try to get to I tried to get to Hurricane. They both beat me here. Doesn't even take me out, so I throw it on. I go to my Registeel, and you guys do not need to see a Registeel. Just they stay in the whole time. Yada yada yada. They have no move that can hurt me. I ran a team before this. Same concept. I used a flyer in the middle. That flyer was Altaria. And the Altaria was met with a Gardevoir lead. So I was like, oh, I'm such an idiot. I do not have any answer for this. So I come in here. They're staying in, which is great. So and then they catch. I'm like, okay, this game is over because I have absolutely zero answer. So they use one shield. I do get the attack fall. They throw a move here. I don't think it takes me out if I remember, because I remember getting, it's a flame wheel. Okay, does not take me out. I get a second one off. They shield again if I remember. Yeah, and I got a second attack drop. Okay, so I'm like, okay, my only win condition now is basically come in here, Dragon Breath. I had a feeling they had some big move. Like I shield up, even though it's 2 times lower. I'm like, I have a feeling they're gonna have something. Plus, I don't want this like the Gardevoir to come in and just like charm me, because then I would have been like done in 2 seconds. But now I have a Sky Attack, which will now take this out. Gardevoir has got to be super glassy in this league. Still doesn't take it out. So I'm like, okay, Hitmonlee, it's your time to shine. Nope, it is not your time to shine. And I was like, okay, well, goodbye. I don't think they needed to throw, but they threw. They can Dragon Breath down. And now it is the Marowak is still alive and it's going to have probably another Shadow Ball because it farmed up a lot. And I was like, okay, let's just farm up because I don't know what's in the back. I probably need to come out with 2 moves here. I know it has Flame Wheel and there's a Shadow Ball. So I'm like, okay, so I can farm up a bit more and then I try to catch, but it's a grass in the back. So it's 2 Sky Attacks loaded pretty much. Still able to take the win despite a crazy flaw in the team, and that is when I switched my team up immediately to put Pelipper in, because when you don't think everything through, sometimes you make mistakes like that. So that is a team. So Hitmonlee, I think it'll have play in niche uh, cups. Like I'd still use Hitmontop, and I would still use anything that is a better counter. Like I prefer using Machamp. I prefer using Surfetch. I prefer using um, Primeape over Hitmontop. I like Hitmontop as the next level, and I think Hitmonlee is below that. Use it if you want as like I said, as like a nuke shields down thrower. So get 2 Pokemon that can grab shields early that you don't need to shield, and that you can just farm up quickly with Double Kick, Close Combat, Stone Edge. Pretty good coverage overall there. So that's the team. I've got Goliath Spot next, and then I need to figure out what else I want to run. So that is it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.